The final big Saturday of the college football season has arrived, and I've got 4 free selections coming your way in just a moment, including the Big Ten battles between Ohio State and Michigan and Wisconsin and Penn State, plus a money-saving discount coupon code that could save you potentially hundreds of dollars off your total purchase today, and a rundown of who's hot and who's not and who's got the big plays. Among them happens to be mine, as I've got a play that matches the highest rated play of my career in college football, and the second such play this season. I won the first one. And I got to talk about Scott Delaney, who goes for another 150-dime winner in college football. He's had 2 of them in his career. They've come the last 2 Saturdays. He's won them both. I'll talk about that more in just a moment. But first, you've probably, I've got to believe, read, seen, heard about Hector Macho Camacho getting shot, unfortunately, earlier this week and being declared brain dead on Thursday. And yesterday, of course, his family making the announcement that today they would take him off life support. You know, I covered boxing for a number of years as a reporter, I think 7 or 8 years total. Saw him first time, covered him, 19, oh God, I got to remember when it was, 1987. He was fighting Howard Davis at the Atlantic City Convention Center, 10-round unanimous decision, and then saw him a couple of years later in 89, same place, took care of business against Vinny Pazienza. I always thought with this guy, you know, what could have been. I got to tell you, he was entertaining. I mean, he was a charmer. He was flamboyant. He was talkative. He talked in the third person a lot. He was the macho man. I mean, you know, but as a boxer, speedy, good ring tactician, really moved well in the ring. You know, some guys are athletic and can't move. I mean, some guys dance, and he could certainly dance. Didn't have a big punch. Didn't have a big punch, but he got the job done. You know, I mean, there was a fight against Edwin Rosario, which he took the early lead, then he got pounded, then he came back and forth, and he took the split decision early in his career. You know, later in his career, yeah, he dispatched of, well, literally knocked Sugar Ray Leonard into his final retirement, beat Roberto Duran twice, beat Ray Boom Boom Mancini, but those fighters were pretty much all shot when he took them on. But again, I always wondered what could have been with him, because let's face it, you know, he liked wine, women, and song, just to use that as a cliche. I mean, he was quite vocal about his love of the nightlife, and in later years, you know, it was more than just burning the candle at both ends, as he had a few drug problems, skirmishes with the law, etc. But again, I always wondered what he could have been, even greater than he was. But anyway, about a year and a half ago, I'm in Tampa. I'm about 2-3 blocks away from where the Buccaneers play, Raymond James Stadium, and I'm in a 7-Eleven, and I walk into the 7-Eleven, and I see this guy talking to the woman at the counter. I'm looking at him going, that's him. Yeah, that's him. I mean, I haven't seen him in years, and he certainly didn't look like he did back then when he was thin and he fighting, you know, as a junior featherweight and as a featherweight and a junior lightweight and stuff, but still the same charismatic guy. He's signing an autograph, flirting with the girl as well. And then all of a sudden, it was the weirdest thing. Within minutes, everybody that's come in the 7-Eleven recognizes him because he spent a lot of time in South Florida. And, you know, he's signing autographs on back of napkins from 7-Eleven and stuff, holding conversations, everybody coming up, shaking his hand, the macho man and stuff. He was just a joy, and it's just a shame. So may he rest in peace. And what a sad, sad story, and what a sad way to have your life ended. Anyway, guys, listen, let me get to who's hot and who's not. I mentioned earlier, let's talk about Scott Delaney first, because, listen, I think he's like on a 22-12 run or 13 run with his 100-dime plays. But 3 Saturdays ago, he came out with the first ever 150-dime play of his career in college football. He told you Rutgers would beat Army by 21 points. They did, right on the button by 3 touchdowns. Last Saturday, he had another one. He told you Middle Tennessee State would get the job done at South Alabama, and they did. Well, today he has another 150-dime play. It's his underdog game of the year. He says this double-digit dog might actually win the game outright. 7 times bigger than yesterday's 20-dime winner. Oh, what a game. East Carolina, 65 or 68, 59 over Marshall, a shootout in Conference USA action. Anyway, that's his big play going today. As for me, normally, you know, 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes. And yesterday, I told myself going into yesterday's card that if I won my 15-dime college football total of the year, which was on Arizona State and Arizona to go over, that I was going in on the max wager play today. Well, when that game was 6-0, as the end of the first quarter came around, oh, I was a little worried about hitting the over. But then they go crazy in the fourth quarter. I mean, just crazy in the fourth quarter in a back-and-forth game. I mean, Arizona State's down by 10 going into the fourth quarter. They come back. They take a 2-touchdown lead. Arizona cuts it to 7. Arizona's, I thought, was going to eventually force overtime. Crazy game. All I cared about was there were enough points to be scored. It goes over, so I am all in today. With the highest-rated play of my career, it's the 6th ever 30-dime college football release of my career. Again, 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes, so it goes on the afternoon card. I've had one other 30-dime college football release this season. It was back on November 8th when I told you Arkansas State would take care of business against UL Monroe, and Arkansas State, a 7.5-point favorite, used a second-half surge to win that game 45-23. It was an obscure game, so is today's game. I think the rivalry games, the big games, the Ohio, Michigans, the Georgia Techs, etc., they're the hardest games always to win. The lines are always the sharpest. I like to concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least, and I found another one of those games today. It's twice as strong as yesterday's 15-dime college total of the year winner on Arizona State over. Hell, it's 3 times stronger than last Saturday's 10-dime college total of the year winner with Utah State and LA Tech going over the posted total. So that's what I've got going today. Craig Davis yesterday hit his second biggest college football release of the entire season with Syracuse getting the job done at Temple. His first 75-dime winner was Texas winning at Oklahoma State. Today, he's got his 75-dime winner number 3 in a row. Clemson, South Carolina. Again, it matches his highest-rated play of the second highest-rated play of the college football season. And with his highest-rated plays of the year in college football, he's a perfect 4-0 so far this season, and this play is just every bit as strong as his 4th straight Super Bowl winner on the Giants this past February. Chris Jordan going for winning day number 8 in a row today, with his 300-star winner number 6 in a row. Over the past week, oh, by the way, that's Michigan, Ohio State. Over the past week, $1 bettors have made $3,500 in a 7-day stretch. And Thanksgiving Day week, his amazing run in the week of Thanksgiving continues today. Over the past 8 years, the week of Thanksgiving, he has made his followers $16,650. Wow. Okay, I tell you the good, I got to tell you the bad. Unfortunately, Jeff Benton yesterday had the second ever 150-dime college football release of his career. He went with LSU, and it was a loser. I mean, Les Miles. Can't lay points with that guy because he is clueless offensively. Amazing with all the talent that LSU has on the defensive side of the ball. Can you not get somebody to quarterback that team on an effective basis every single week? Can you not have an offense? Maybe they got to go to the spread. I mean, they need something because we have seen repeatedly the last few years that this LSU team cannot score, and it makes them such a liability when you're looking at laying points. Listen, your money-saving discount coupon code today, guys, is going to be 20Turkey, 20Turkey, 20, T-U-R-K-E-Y, 20Turkey. That will save you 20% off your total purchase price. For those of you that are newcomers, I'll give you the spiel. For the others out there, you know what I'm about to say. This is a coupon-type code that I've been doing every single Saturday for about the past 9 months, 20% off your total purchase price. So let me give you an example. Chris Jordan, who has just been red hot, #1 NFL handicapper at the site, overall winningest handicapper at the site since 2007. Let's say you want to make a long-term commitment to Chris Jordan today. Well, hey, a 60-day package of his plays, all his plays for 60 days, bring you right through the college bowl season. In fact, $729 normal cost. However, with the discount coupon, you would save over $144 off that price. Let's say you also wanted Scott Delaney's play today, which I think is like $85 or $85, I think it is. Well, that would save you $17 off the purchase of that particular play. The only thing is, though, if you want Scott Delaney's play and you want Craig Davis's play, you got to buy them at the same time. You can't buy Scott's now and Craig and me later, okay? You got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. Use the coupon code 20Turkey, and it will save you 20% off your total purchase price. If you're currently involved with a long-term package with a handicapper and you want to extend it out, add additional days, go ahead. Use the coupon. If you have instant rebates that are applicable, go ahead. They do apply. 20Turkey, once again, is that money-saving discount coupon code. Okay, let's get to your free selections here. I've got a couple of totals and a couple of sides for you. First of all, I'm going to go with Ohio State. minus now 4.5. It was 3.5 earlier this week. It's up to 4.5. I would buy down the half point if you're going to bet that game no matter what. At home against Michigan, as you know, Ohio State, much like Penn State, who I'm going to talk about in just a moment, neither are eligible for the Big Ten championship game. Neither are eligible for postseason play this year. So this, for the Buckeyes, is their Super Bowl game today, okay, for lack of better terms. And let's face it, they're playing their arch rival. They're playing in revenge as well, and I think they're going to get the job done at home. I was impressed with the way Ohio State got the job done despite blowing a 14-0 lead, managed to win 21-14 at Wisconsin a week ago. This Michigan team has not impressed me at all this season from the minute they got blown out by Alabama in their season opener. They just don't play much defense. That's the bottom line with Michigan. They just can't get the job done defensively. And they're banged up at running back. They got Denard Robinson, who started the season as their Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback, now playing running back because he lost his job because of a arm, shoulder injury to Gardner a while back. I mean, so Michigan has some offensive potential, but haven't been able to get the job defensively. I think Columbus is just going to be one crazy-ass place to be today, like Ohio State a lot in this contest. Another team that's not bowl eligible is going to be North Carolina. Larry Fedora, though, looking to wrap up his first season in Chapel Hill with a win today against Maryland. They're laying 24.5 points. So what the hell? Let them go ahead and lay 25 points. It doesn't matter. Maryland, 41-14 lost to Florida State last week, 45-10 at Clemson the week before, 33-13 at home to Georgia Tech the week before. I mean, they can't play any defense lately, and they've got a fifth-string quarterback who started the season at linebacker. Meanwhile, North Carolina, I was very impressed with the way they rebounded from that horrific home performance a couple of Saturdays ago when they gave up 68 points to Georgia Tech. Went to Charlottesville, took on Virginia 2 Thursdays ago. Remember that game? Won that game 37-13. Virginia had won 2 straight. They had just come back to beat Miami of Florida 41-40 in their previous game. They had some momentum. North Carolina took care of business on the road. Even though North Carolina is 1-5 straight up in the last 6 in the series, 1-8 ATS the last 9 in the series, I think North Carolina is to play here. Terps are just a bad team. I like Duke and Miami of Florida to go over the posted price today. I don't think you can set this one high enough. We've seen Miami. Well, hell, you know, we've seen them last week. They won 40-9 at home against South Florida, a South Florida team that had no offense, playing a second-string quarterback. That's not what they're going to run into today with Duke. Duke can put points on the board. This Miami team can score, but they also can give up plenty of points. Remember, they just lost a 41-40 game 2 weeks ago on the road to Virginia. This Duke team, you know, defensively, they have just been shredded here lately. They gave up 48 points at Florida State, 56 points at home to Clemson, 42 points to Georgia Tech this season. They gave up, 33 points to North Carolina. I mean, they've given up, I think, 43.4 points in their last 5 games. So, again, I think this one goes over. I like Texas Tech and Baylor to go over the total as well. Truth be told, I think Texas Tech actually could win this game outright, especially since Baylor's got to be in the ultimate letdown spot after that huge upset of #1 Kansas State last week. Texas Tech and Baylor, 2 teams that don't play any defense, both teams that love to throw the ball, 2 teams that love to put points on the board. I mean, look at Baylor. There's 120 Division I-A teams. They're ranked 119th. In terms of total defense. They average 41 points a game. They give up 43. That's why they ain't going anywhere. Texas Tech is giving up 46.4 points in its last 5 games. Again, go over the total on that one. And finally, your last free pick, I'm going to go with Penn State, minus the 2.5 points at home against, or 2 points at home against Wisconsin. It's a nothing game for Wisconsin in terms of they've already wrapped up their Big Ten championship bid, okay? For Penn State, all the off-field trials and tribulations that you're well aware of, I mean, they've managed to hold together under their first-year coach today. I think they get the win today, and again, not bowl eligible, not Big Ten championship game eligible. The senior class departs, and an incredible coaching job, I think, done by O'Brien. I think they get the job done. They're 18-3 straight up in their last 21 home finales, going 14-6-1 against the spread in that stretch. Interesting statistical anomaly that you often find in college football handicapping. The straight-up winner has covered each of the last 11 games in this series, and Penn State is also playing in revenge. So that'll do it for your free selections today. You've got your coupon. Go forth, make money. Talk to you again on Sunday.